Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute, much longer than I anticipated. Toward the end of last year, right before the holidays, I decided to take a break. I said I was going to take a break for the holidays, kind of live my life, enjoy my family, and just kind of step back from all of the craziness of YouTube. And I thought I'd be back after the first of the year and get right back to making content. This channel was growing, things were going great, and it didn't work out that way. A couple of months turned into a couple of more months, which turned into a couple of more. And now here we are, I don't know, 8-9 months later, and I'm back. And I have gone through a lot of personal changes and transformations over the last year or so, especially over the last few months. And so I just want to talk about it, and I want to give you guys an update. I have gotten countless emails, messages, YouTube comments from people who have been inquiring about my absence, and rightfully so. I kind of just dropped off, and people were concerned. What happened? But I was surprised by the number of people who were very quick to assume that I had gone back to the faith. And though I haven't spent a lot of time here on YouTube looking at comments, I've really tried to take a step back. I do log on once, twice a week, scroll through some recent comments, and then jump off. Maybe I might give a little snarky response back, but it's been pretty rare. And almost every time I logged on, I would see somebody commenting saying, I just feel it. I know she's gone back to Jesus. She regrets this channel. She's going through a time of figuring out what to do, and she's going to come back full and strong and ready to make videos for Jesus. And I just have to say that if that is you, if you have been praying for my return to Christianity, if you just felt it inside, like the Holy Spirit was telling you that Jesus brought me back and was speaking to me and your prayers were answered, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I think it might not be God speaking, because I am still just the same godless heathen that I always have been. I hold the same values that I always have. Nothing has changed in that department. A lot of personal changes have been made, a lot of introspection, a lot of shifting in my perspective about lots of things, but Christianity is not one of them. I still hold very strong to my values when it comes to that. And though I know I did make the video a little clickbaity, I kind of left the question lingering in the air, but I just found it exciting to think about all of those people who really did believe I went back to Jesus, kind of getting a little bit of a perk up, only to be here now finding out that that's just not the case. And call me evil, but it does give me a little bit of entertainment. And my husband told me I should really drag this video out and wait until the end to say that I haven't gone back to Christianity, but I'm not going to do that to you. I did want to be open and upfront and just let you guys know kind of what's going on, the future of this channel, and what to expect. I kept wanting to kind of come back on here and make a video, give an update, but I just wasn't ready to do that. I have been going through a lot in the last year. I have been in therapy regularly, and I've realized that the time that I spent on TikTok, I was there for a few years before I came here to YouTube, and then the time here was spent really solely focused on the religious trauma and the way that impacted my life. But in doing that, I think it caused me to ignore other issues that were going on under the surface that weren't directly tied to the religious experience. And so, I took time to step back from this so I could focus on those things. And wow, I have really found out a lot about myself, and I am making great progress into giving myself a much better quality of life than I had before. I was recently diagnosed with PTSD, CPTSD, and ADHD. And the PTSD and the CPTSD, I felt like those were pretty well under control, though I think I was still experiencing a lot of symptoms from that. And talk therapy has helped me tremendously. I did go through a little bit of depression, a lot of anxiety, and talk therapy really helped me work through a lot of that stuff when it came to the religious trauma and family trauma. And so I really feel like I've made a lot of progress in those areas. But the ADHD, though I always kind of assumed I had it, really kind of came in and showed me so much about myself that I didn't realize, or the diagnosis did. Because I think a lot of society thinks ADHD is just being really hyper and not being able to pay attention, but there's really so much more that goes into it than that. Memory, focus, motivation, emotional regulation was a really big one. And so I was experiencing all these symptoms that I would either shame myself for because I thought I just needed to get over it, or I would attribute to anxiety or attribute to trauma. And though I think a lot of research shows that ADHD could be linked to childhood trauma, a lot of people aren't really sure where it comes from. And so I wasn't recognizing how much it was impacting my life and my ability to get things done the way I wanted to get them done, to stay motivated, and to have the confidence to actually do this and continue writing content, putting it out there, and marketing it, and all the things that come with creating YouTube videos. I think my ADHD has kind of come and gone in cycles. I think I've always had it, but it's been a lot more manageable. I've been a lot higher functioning in the past. But this past year, I changed that. So I finally got the right kind of treatment, the right medication, and I am feeling so much better than I did in the past. I have kind of a newfound perspective. I have hope and motivation and excitement to get things done. And I'm really excited about all of the possibilities, and I'm excited about this kind of new quality of life that I have found. Making content is really difficult. It really is. And I think it would be difficult for a neurotypical brain, but especially for me, because I was doing this on my own, having to write, research, record, put it out there, edit it, make sure that it was all put together in a responsible way, in an appropriate way. And that was just very overwhelming. And that paired with all of the negativity, all of the negative comments, the hate that I was receiving on this channel, in my emails, my inboxes, other people making videos about me. That was just really overwhelming. It really overwhelmed my entire system. And I just couldn't handle it at the time that I was doing it. And I can say all day long that the hate comments don't get to me. I think they're funny. They boost my channel. And while all of that could be true, it can also be true that sometimes they do get to me. Sometimes it gets overwhelming. And I am not a person that likes to be negative, though I think a lot of people view my channel as negative because I am offering a criticism. I am scrutinizing something. So I think a lot of people automatically see that as negative, which I think is interesting. But I don't like it when people are hateful. I don't like it when people are very negative about me, about other people. I just don't like it. And so it affects me. It will always affect me when people are mean or negative or unnecessarily nasty. And so yeah, I think that got to me. And just kind of the responsibility of a growing channel. I did not expect this channel to grow at the rate that it did. I thought maybe within a year I might have, 8, 9, 10,000 subscribers. And within like 4 or 5 months, I had like 50,000. So that's a lot. That's a lot. And there were so many of you and so many supporters. And I don't want to dismiss how important the support and the kindness and the positivity was. But the negativity is always there, will always be there. And so that was just really hard to deal with. And I needed to step back for my mental health and really try to figure myself out apart from all of these opinions from people, good and bad. I would love to make more videos about how Christianity impacted me, the PTSD, the CPTSD, the ADHD, how it all kind of came together to create a really unfortunate dynamic in my life with the religious trauma. And I think that those things are important to talk about. I think a lot of people who leave Christianity have CPTSD. I think a lot of people who leave Christianity have ADHD. I'm willing to bet a lot of people who leave Christianity are neurodivergent in some way, because neurodivergence is it's essentially a different way of thinking, a different way of processing information. And so anytime you have somebody who is processing information differently than the typical brain, the typical church brain, that's probably going to lead to their departure, or at least a lot of confusion, and a lot of difficulty grappling with with the things that are supposed to be normal but don't feel normal to a neurotypical brain. And so I think it is important that we talk about these things. I'm sure there are other people out there who are talking about it, but I would love to share future videos about my experience, about how these things have manifested, and how being raised in a Christian home, leaving Christianity, has impacted me and affected me emotionally and mentally, and how it has kind of clashed with these things that I have, this ADHD, which has always been there since I was a child. So, I do hope to make more videos about those things in the future. I do hope to get back to deconstructing Bible stories and talking about all of the stuff we were talking about before, but I really am unsure about the future of this channel, and I don't want to make any promises that I cannot keep. But at the same time, there's a lot going on in the world. We need to be talking about these things. Yes, we have a mass exodus from the church, but we also have a rise in this very extreme alt-right Christian nationalist way of thinking, and it's scary. It really is. It scares me, and I think we need as many voices talking about these things as possible. The recent debate, the recent Supreme Court decision, Project 2025, if you have not looked up Project 2025, I urge you, I beg you, please Google it, educate yourself. I'm not going to give you any opinion on it at this time. I'm just asking you to make yourself aware and educated of what's happening and what these groups are trying to do to our country, because I think it's really important, and I don't think enough people are talking about it right now, and we need to be, because we're in a very crucial time. So I wanted to come back here because I do think that I have something to add to the conversation. I think that my voice has been important to a lot of people, as they've told me that my videos have helped them deconstruct, have helped give them validation or comfort, or even help them question their beliefs and their views. And I don't want to give that up. I'm not ready to give that up. But I don't know where I'm going to go from here. I just wanted to be here to give you guys an update, to let you know what's going on with me personally. I didn't turn back to Christianity. I'm not dead. I am here. I'm alive. I'm thriving, and I'm doing great. And I think it's really important to show people that when you leave Christianity, you don't just automatically get a better life. You're not just all of a sudden healed and better. Sometimes it can take a long time. And I've been out of Christianity for a long time. I'm trying to do the math. Since I was 19, I'm 33 now, and I'm still healing. I'm still trying to work through it. But I want to show people that it does get better, that it's up and down, that it's not just better or worse, that sometimes it's better, sometimes it's worse. That's just life. That is everyone. That's everything. Everyone goes through ups and downs. But when you leave Christianity, it might get worse before it gets better. And then it might get better, and then it might get worse. And then it'll get better again. That's just life. That's the cycle of things. And that it's okay to not be okay. And that it's also okay to look forward to being better. And I feel great. I feel better. I feel like my mental health has improved drastically recently. And I just want people to see that that's possible. That if you're in the beginning stages, if you're just questioning or just leaving, and you feel like so overwhelmed, you feel like it's never going to get better, or it's never going to get easier, it does. It's just that life is life, and you're going to go through the ups and downs, especially when you have religious trauma, especially when you've been hurt by the very family, organization, culture that has raised you up. That's a very difficult thing to realize. It's difficult to realize that everything you once believed is not true or might not be true. That can cause a lot of anxiety, depression. It can cause a lot of mental health issues that unfortunately in the church they did not focus on or teach us how to work on. They didn't teach us how to be introspective, to look at ourselves, to examine ourselves outside of our relationship with God. And so I think that's very important. And I just want to encourage you, if you are struggling, if you are going through it, if you are having mental health struggles, if you feel hopeless about all of it, it is okay. You're allowed to feel that way. It's valid, and that it can get better. It really can. I've got some more videos in the works that I've been writing and preparing to put out. Just, I appreciate that you guys still support what I'm doing here and what I've done here. But it's just a struggle trying to figure out how much time to invest here versus not. So yeah, I just wanted to give an update. I want to let you guys know how I'm doing, what's been going on, where I'm at, and to thank you for your support, your continued support, and all that you guys have done to help this channel grow, because I do think this channel has helped a lot of people, and I think it's given a lot of people hope and validation, and also just the words to use in conversations with their religious family members and friends. So I'm gonna keep going. I'm going to make more videos in the future. I don't know how often that will be, and I'm not making any promises, but I'm back, and I'm really excited to see where this goes. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. And to anyone who is watching this and is disappointed that I didn't turn back to Christianity, is angry that I'm back, is fearful for me being back, because my voice tends to reach out to people that might be questioning their faith and leaving Christianity. I just want to say I understand. I really do. Like, I understand you, and I understand where you're at, because I was once there. I was once very afraid too. And I don't hate you. I'm not mad at you. And I hope that you can understand that where I'm coming from is just a person who wants to live their most authentic life, and that Christianity did not feel authentic to me. And to those in your life that might be leaving or questioning Christianity, maybe they're doing it because it doesn't feel authentic to them. And there's a reason for that. And I encourage you to kind of dig deep to maybe just think about why that might be, and be open and willing to talk to people who are leaving Christianity, who don't feel like it's right for them, and just be open to hearing their stories and hearing why they feel the way they feel. I think if all of us on all sides of the debate could come together and be more empathetic, more compassionate, more understanding, and again, on all sides, including people who agree with me, if we could all just come together and just understand each other a little more, be a little more empathetic, and try to find some common ground, find a place where we can both live our truth, but allow the other to live their truth too, I think that would be really important. So yeah, that's all I have to say. I mean, well, it's really not all I have to say. I have so much to say because it's been a long time, and I tend to be a talker. But I think that about wraps it up for this update. And again, I'm sorry for the clickbaity title, but you have to admit it's kind of funny. And yeah, I don't know. I'm just I'm excited to see where things go. So thank you, and I'll see you next time.